Hey, David.
Hey, Kevin.
You know what I really like in a webcomic?
Nudity.
Yes, but you know what else I like about webcomics?
Evil.
Yes, I love comics about evil people, especially when it's a bunch of the baddest of the bad competing to see who's the most evil one in the universe.
Ooh, that sounds like a lot of fun. What comic is this?
That would be Villainverse, the most fast-paced, mass-destructing space opera ever created. All of the worst villains in the entire universe compete to see who's the baddest of the bad. Meanwhile, the number one most evilest villain plans the worst scheme this universe has ever seen. And you know what else?
What else?
It's free to read.
That's the perfect price.
I know, isn't it though? You can find it at villainverse.carrd.co. That's villainverse.card with 2 R's.co. And it's available to read on various platforms like Tumblr, Metabang, and there is actually a Discord for it. How awesome is that?
That is super cool.
Yeah! So go check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Supernatural Selection. I'm your host, Kevin the Bastard. With me, as always, are Mike the Skeptic. Mike, how are you, buddy?
Tired.
Same.
Yep.
We had a very rough day at work today.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, man, no. We won
It was just physically exhausting.
Yeah, we won the lottery, so we got, like, all of our back shipments sent to us at once.
Yeah.
Hey, supply chain crisis is over.
Yay! Not really. Now they're going to take 2 weeks off and fall back behind again.
Yeah, it's a weird, dumb system, but yeah.
Nepotism. So, and with me, as always, again, Mr. David Davis. How are you, David?
Now, see, I knew you were going to introduce me, but I still took a drink anyway, so I had to quickly drink before I responded.
You should know better by
good at
now.
this.
We're professional
good at
podcasters.
No, we don't make
no,
money. We're not
no,
professionals.
We make $20 a month.
We don't make our living at it. How's
Okay,
that?
that's fair. That's fair. We're professional amateurs, though.
You're
No,
hobbyists until you make a living doing it. Then you're a professional.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. It's our night gig.
Yeah, but no, I'm doing wonderfully. I saw X last weekend. It was amazing.
Oh, dude, everybody I know is seeing it, and I've got to see it. I want to see this.
It is
so
like,
bad.
especially if you're interested in like 1970s, like that weird intersection between like exploitation films in the form of like horror and pornography. Because that's like it's an entire vibe on its own, you know.
You had
so
me
it's
at pornography.
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 Yeah. And then, of course, also I'm riding high from the new One Piece chapter because that was an amazing chapter.
Oh, really?
I'm a huge One Piece fan. Yeah, like I okay, this is probably going to make you laugh at me, but like I actually got some tears in my eyes when I read the latest chapter.
You fucking
Because
weeb.
It's the culmination of like over 20 years of storytelling where like, all these things are coming together.
Oh, is it ending?
Yeah, like the manga is in its end game now. I think we've got maybe like 2 years left before it's all said and done.
Okay, that's because like here's the thing. I tried to read it, but like there's so much.
That was what stopped me originally because our mutual friend Phil Poinko, he's like, no, you need to check out One Piece. I'm like, yeah, but there's so much of it. I had the same issue with Doctor Who because there was so much Doctor Who. I'm like, I don't know where to start. And but you know, you got to take the plunge, especially because everything's coming together now. It's cool to see all these seeds that are laid out, and it's like, oh my god, there's significance to all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's cool. I mean, speaking as a former webcomic artist and creator, I mean, that's kind of how Coda's World was for me. So, I mean, you know, I gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I'm doing that stuff with Cosmic Dash right now. Like I have all these like events that are coalescing in these recent stories I've been doing. So it's fun to see like, you know, a story that I admire kind of doing the stuff that I strive to do.
Right. Well, you know what? That has nothing to do with this week, because this week, baby, it's the week in weird. Mike is going to start us off. We have got all the news that you probably don't want. So, Mike, why don't you start us off with something?
So all of us here pretty much have vehicles, right?
More or less.
And you ever had anything stolen out of a vehicle?
Oh, yes.
Yes, a few times.
I've had a few friends recently that had their vehicles broken into.
Right.
I had one of my cars broken into twice, and each time they stole the battery.
Oh, wow.
Like the car battery itself.
Yes, the car battery, yes.
Wow, that's fucked.
What would they take from you, Kevin?
Well, they broke into my van and stole your stuff.
Oh, yeah. But have you had anything of your stuff stolen from a vehicle?
No, because my vehicles all look like I drove them straight out of a fucking swamp.
Yes, I was going to say, I had CDs, and I think, didn't I also have like a coat? Yeah,
they got your original Army coat.
Yes.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And so, well, be glad you weren't in Denver, Colorado a couple of weeks ago, because a delivery truck had a box of human heads stolen from it. In broad daylight.
That's funny.
I mean,
what the fuck?
I
feel bad for the thieves.
I mean, so the box was a very obvious, like, you ever seen organ transplant? It's, cooler-ish, like, it was blue and white. Right. And on it said, exempt human specimen.
Exempt human specimen.
So
now was this in a van or a car?
It was a delivery truck.
Okay.
So
I was going to say even, Kevin Spacey has been busy.
No. What's in the box?
There is a possibility that they just jumped on and grabbed the smallest thing they could. I mean, I'm assuming this is like one of those, Estes truck or something that, does drop shipping.
Yeah.
So it was probably just sitting in there and they grabbed it. I mean,
could it be like maybe a situation where it's like an organ smuggling ring who like were tracking the shipment? Maybe
that would be way cooler.
That would be cool, but I doubt it.
I'm just imagining
I don't think there's a large market for human heads.
I'm just imagining Herman gets home.
Can't you do eye transplants?
Maybe.
Do we know if the eyes were still inside the heads, or were these heads sanitized?
I don't know, but like, imagine he just gets home, opens it.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And there's just these fucking faces staring at him.
So maybe they thought they were getting like drugs or something. Obviously, it was medical. But they open it. I'm assuming the heads are in individual bags. They open a bag excitedly, and it's the head. I mean, not disappointment. I'm assuming they freak the fuck out.
Oh, that abject terror, man.
So I'm going to say something potentially controversial.
Uh-oh.
The best tacos come from the head of the cow. So I'm just saying. Are
you saying you would like to try human head cheese?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, the best tacos come from the head of the cow, the tongue and the cheek. So I'm just saying, like, maybe they got something out of these heads.
Yeah. Well, they could have, used the heads in various ways. Maybe make a bong out of it.
Kemper.
Yeah.
You ever smoke hash out of a human skull?
I think really, though, it boils down to the thief probably did it to just show his teacher that he could finally get ahead in life.
Oh, man, you beat me to it. That's the bad thing. You beat me to it. That's where I was going.
So apparently they were destined for plastic surgery practice. Practicing facelifts.
Oh.
Okay, so you know what sucks? Like, imagine being an organ donor, and then you go to something like plastic surgery instead of saving a life.
I'm assuming they probably already had their eyes harvested for corneas, like you had asked earlier. And I would think that they would take those first.
Oh, the most metal jack-o'-lanterns ever.
But I'm sure, the we don't waste much when the medical community gets cadavers. They don't let much go to waste. Yeah, use every bit.
Use every bit. Yeah.
So do you think they practice butt implants on the butts?
Yeah, Okay, hypothetical situation. You open up the medical cooler and inside are just butts staring at you.
I'm pretty sure the thief would find use for those.
Look, here's the thing. Heads, I'm going to be screaming. If I open up a thing and there's just like 5 asses pointed up, I'm not going to stop laughing for a while.
There is good eating in the butt.
I know, but also, butt.
Is that what they mean by eating ass?
It's called eating cake now, thank you.
I had cake earlier. It was not ass.
Are you sure it did have brown icing on it?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, no.
Okay, that's fair. Kit made some cake earlier, and Mike loves cake.
Now, see, that upsets me because I'm not over there having cake right now.
I'm sorry. If you were here, you could have some cake.
I'll shove some through the internet for you.
What's the upload speed on a cake?
Pretty slow, actually.
Okay.
Just thinking about 50 years, we'll be able to 3D print cake.
Yeah. If I could 3D print cake right now, it just wouldn't taste very good.
Yeah, it wouldn't really be edible.
Be very hard and crunchy.
Indeed. So, thank you for that amazing heady story, Mike.
Yes.
I'm happy with
My
that.
head's absolutely spinning.
Oh, at least it's not spinning in a Tupperware thing. David, what have you got for us?
Well, okay. Are we familiar with a certain 90s comedian named Mike Myers?
Oh, yes.
Never heard of him.
Yeah.
No, you remember he killed all them people?
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, everybody knows Austin Powers. I'm personally a big fan of So I Married an Axe Murderer, which
Wayne's
I think is
World.
his best movie.
Wayne's World.
Wayne's World, of course, is excellent.
Remember, we're old enough that Wayne's World was a going concern.
I remember before he came up with Wayne's World and he was just on SNL.
Like, I had a Wayne's World t-shirt in high school.
I remember that.
I played Wayne's World 2 on the Super Nintendo.
I'm sorry.
Oh, God. But yeah, no, Mike Myers hasn't been up to much since The Love Guru, but yeah.
Right. But The Love Guru wasn't terrible, but the reason I bring up Mike Myers is because he has a new project, which is right up our alley.
I saw that.
Yeah, so he has a comedy series, a limited series, coming to Netflix called The Pentaveret. And he's playing with the numerology here, so pent being like 5. So
right.
a teaser account, or an account posted the teaser at 5:55 a.m. announcing that the show would premiere on May 5th.
Oh, wow.
But here's the problem, and this is what's upsetting me. It's a 6-episode series.
God damn it. Motherfucker, now he's just trying to piss off people.
You know what? I think that's a deliberate joke in the whole thing because he's paying so much attention to the number 5, and then it's like, oh, by the way, 6 episodes. That being said, it looks very fun because Mike Myers playing multiple characters is always a lot of fun. And the cast is fantastic. I'm very interested in this because the series looks to be about a secret society that runs things. So we talk a lot about conspiracies. So specifically, the show is created by Mike Myers and directed by Tim Kirkby, and it asks, what if a secret society of 5 men, aka the Pentaveret, have been working to influence world events for the greater good since the Black Plague of 1347?
Right, there's a lot of shots of, plague doctors in the trailer.
Yeah, now, here's the thing. Mike Myers plays 8 characters.
Why not 5?
Again, it's funny like that, but so he plays a Canadian news journalist, an English conspiracy theorist, a far-right radio host, a member of this Pentaveret, a media mogul, a Russian oligarch, a former rock and roll manager, and a tech genius. So he's playing all these different characters. Also on the cast is Ken Jeong, Keegan-Michael Key, and Jennifer Saunders.
Awesome.
Yeah,
wait,
and then Jennifer Saunders? Yeah, she's playing 2 characters.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm happy to hear that, because I love Jennifer Saunders.
Yeah, but, it's cool because he's going to be playing multiple characters, and then, all the imagery is that secret society stuff that we absolutely love poking fun at. Yeah. So I'm here for it. I miss Mike Myers. I lost my shit when I saw Inglourious Bastards, and he had that brief cameo as a general.
Well, he had that cameo in the Queen biopic.
What? Oh man! Which one?
He played the guy that told them when he heard Bohemian Rhapsody, no one is going to bang their head to this song.
I didn't see that one. I wanted to. I just haven't. Is it good?
Not really, but that scene is hilarious because it's Mike Myers saying no one's ever going to bang their head to Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. Okay. No, that sounds great.
That's the joke.
But, him coming back and doing... And, he's like a very nerdy guy anyway.
He really is.
And this is also... It might almost be a sequel to So I Married an Axe Murderer because he plays his own grandfather in that one.
Yeah.
And the guy keeps talking about the Pentaverate. So there's the idea that maybe these things... Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I recall that from So I Married an Axe Murderer. So.
Interesting. So... There's only one thing I really hope for with this, that somewhere in episode 6 we get a Dana Carvey cameo as himself.
That would be wonderful.
Or as the Master of Disguise, who knows?
Yeah.
The turtle guy.
Knowing Mike Myers, like I'm talking like I know him personally, but no, knowing how he works, I would not be surprised if we have some secret cameos on the way. Because he did also recently do that Austin Powers, I think it was a Kia commercial or something, or some sort of. Yeah, they did a thing with Dr. Evil.
Oh,
they had Dr. Evil's. They had number 2. They had.
Yeah, they had the whole crew, Seth Green and everybody. Yeah,
which was fun. It was nice to kind of get that snappy character stuff back. So I think he's due for a comeback.
You know what? I'm okay with that, honestly.
Yeah, and I know this isn't weird news, but it's also in our wheelhouse. So I felt like it was
because it's about a secret society, and you know what? We'll take a look at it and we'll report back to everyone on what we think.
No, it is weird because Mike Myers is still getting work.
I know.
Yeah, you see, something happened. I don't think it was because Love Guru was a bomb, but I think he had some personal stuff going on. Kind of like how Rick Moranis retired from acting because his wife died and everything like that. So Rick Moranis will still appear in things very seldomly, but it seems like Mike Myers, he's doing a big comeback with this.
I think so.
Yeah,
and well, that's cool. I mean, I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've got some news.
What's your news, Kevin?
My news is once again from MysteriousDuniverse.org, and my favorite reporter on the site, Mr. Paul Seaburn. The headline...
A.K.A. your doppelganger.
My doppelganger.
Doppelganger.
Well, Mr. Seaburn's title for this one is Ghost Hunter Reports a Severe Shortage of Ghosts to Hunt. And what he did was let's see, here's the quote. Since January 2020, I have contacted all places that are believed to be haunted on my app and asked if residents, owners, or staff have experienced any unexplained activity. So far, I've had almost 800 responses, and even so-called very haunted places like Cullinsborough Castle in South Yorkshire, the Eddington Park Hotel in Stratford, considered one of the most haunted in the UK, and Fortnum and Mason in Piccadilly, say they have not experienced anything in recent years.
So what you're saying is that we're at a spiritual minimus.
Something like that.
Maybe they come in waves and
really
stuff.
good at their job.
But it does seem, here's another quote, but it does seem as though many famous ghosts are either dormant or have faded away or moved on. It could be that a spirit has a natural source of energy to begin with, which has dwindled away over time, leaving them without the reserves to manifest. It may be that ghosts can be recharged. You sometimes hear stories of ghosts suddenly appearing again after many years' absence.
Well, that's complete conjecture, but...
Yeah, no, sure. Well,
there's the theory that ghosts are some sort of, residual energy, and as we know with, the law of entropy, energy...
runs out.
Yeah.
Right. Another theory about why this is happening, though, is the sheer number of ghost hunter TV shows... and the fact that every place wants in on it for tourism is we got ghosts. come look at our ghost. Come look at the ghost. And then as soon as the cameras leave, well, there's no actual ghost.
It could be the ghosts see that we have it hard enough already and like, damn, we're going to leave these guys alone for a little bit.
No. I was going to say the ghosts just looked at the events of the world today and like, fuck that, I'm moving on. I'm gonna
seriously
pass the veil.
That's my theory, is that basically ghosts looked at the world and said, yeah, no, we're done.
It's entirely possible at this rate.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if I can die again as a ghost from like nuclear war, but
the world,
I'm done.
The world is Ukraine. The world is the ghost Ukraine, and they're like Poland. Heaven is like Poland. Just like, okay, you can all come in, quick, get out of there,
get out, run.
Maybe they saw the video of that woman doing the stand-up set in front of the movie theater screen, and they just like fucking died.
Oh Jesus God, that woman, dude! What even was that?
Like, I don't have an issue with cringe comedy, because most people, like, when they see cringe comedy, that they can't take it, right? I'm just like, oh, this is great, but like, I actually felt what people feel when they see cringe comedy when I watched that video.
Yeah,
it was like a transcendent experience for me.
It was not for me. I was horribly uncomfortable. It's this woman just in a movie theater, just rambling like a fucking nutcase, and then
they were trying to repair the projector for a movie premiere, and then she just goes up and she does her tight 20.
It is not tight, Mike. It is a very loose 20 minutes.
And she's also a medium.
Oh yeah, no, she says she does psychic healing on the side.
Psychic healing comedy.
Yeah. You know what? I'll give her some credit, because I'd rather go to a healing stand-up than Brazzo the Gazer. Just saying. So, yeah. But yeah, ghosts. Running out of ghosts. Something,
all out of ghosts. No ghosts here.
We just need to kill
ghosts.
more people in a tragic way.
They all went to the moon.
No, ghosts on the moon. Is that what you're saying?
Well, you know the joke, right? The moon's haunted.
Oh, right, yeah, moon's haunted. What? Cock's gun gets back in capsule, moon's haunted.
Which I always wondered, it's like, what is he going to do with the gun?
Yeah, what the fuck? Are you going to shoot the ghost?
Maybe they're corporeal ghosts.
That's not a ghost. It just
sounds like a perfect movie. It really does. It sounds like something from The Asylum, and I want to watch it.
Moon ghosts. Or a sci-fi original, whatever.
Usually the sci-fi originals are handled by the Asylum.
Yeah, that's true. I miss when sci-fi originals were just handled by sci-fi.
I miss when sci-fi showed actual movies.
Or TV shows like Farscape.
Yeah, sci-fi just kind of became USA with a couple of original series.
Yeah, I miss Farscape, I miss Stargate SG-1, I miss Mystery Science. Actually, I don't miss Mystery Science because it's coming back, baby.
I've been watching Farscape on Comet, which is a free streaming sci-fi. It feels like old school Sci-Fi Channel.
Oh, cool!
Because they're not producing any originals. They play Mystery Science Theater. They play Farscape. They play The Outer Limits. They play
and this is a streaming thing.
Yeah, and they do like Godzilla
badass.
marathons. Yeah, Comet's fantastic. It's like old school Sci-Fi Channel.
That's awesome. Okay, well, know what I'm doing this weekend. Cool. All right. So that's my story. Mike, what you got now?
All right. So I want you to put yourself in a situation.
I'm always in a situation, but okay.
You're in Mexico.
Okay, I'm already
you want to smuggle some contraband across the border. What do you want to? What are you going to smuggle?
Is it in my butt?
Just in your vehicle. Hidden in your vehicle. What would you
now,
smuggle?
What if I had a box of butts? Could I use them as stockings to smuggle things?
Hey, actually,
if you declared the butts, yes.
If I'm smuggling, I'm gonna either smuggle cocaine or butts.
You could be hauling ass.
That's the whole reason I want to do it. I want to be hauling ass. I want to sneak them cheeks.
Yes.
I think I would smuggle in monarch butterflies.
Really?
Okay.
Off season though.
Oh.
Because when they go north, I bring them back to the south.
God damn, dude.
So fuck with the natural order.
So what you're saying is you basically just want to give nature the finger?
Why not? Why not?
Okay, that's fair. Jesus Christ, man. Mike, what would you smuggle?
Drugs. I mean, why not drugs?
Yeah.
Just all the drugs, every drug.
I knew someone.
Aspirin, acetaminophen, insulin, all the drugs.
Insulin.
Yeah.
I know. So, wait a minute. Aspirin? That took me way too long to realize you're talking about aspirin.
I was talking about just the
Over
boring
the counter
drugs.
generics.
Yeah. Over the counter. Jesus Christ.
Prilosec.
OTC.
Again, he's just doing the same thing that I'm doing, just because usually you get your over-the-counter meds in Mexico and bring them up north.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mike, I'm sure you had a reason to bring up this smuggling thing.
Oh, you already said butts, right?
I did, in fact, say butts.
Well, what I tell you that 2 people in separate incidents were found smuggling a combined 200 pounds of bologna.
Jesus Christ.
Isn't bologna smuggling a slang for something?
I don't know. I mean, it could be sausage smuggling.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've heard of, you fucking bologna smuggler. I've heard of that before.
Yeah, well, probably.
Well, no, I'm calling one of my coworkers tomorrow.
Yeah.
Fucking bologna smuggler.
Fucking. Oh my God, that's great.
But, yeah. 200 pounds of illegal meat.
Just what?
Now, was this pre-cut or is this
No, the big logs, the big tubes.
Big meat
like you see them pull out say you want some bologna at the deli and they just whip out that giant tube and throw it on the slicer.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So
the one of them had
110
pounds. The other one had over 100 pounds.
And they're smuggling this into the United States.
Into the United States from Mexico. Because in Mexico, it could be had for as little as $10 a roll.
Okay. I'm going to ask this. We know that we don't know. There are known unknowns of what goes into American bologna.
Yeah.
Do we know what kind of unknowns might go into Mexican bologna?
I was going to say, American bologna is already kind of iffy.
Mm-hmm.
But at least it's to a standard.
Right.
Black market Mexican bologna is just asking for... It's probably more heroin than bologna.
No, it's probably more fingers than animal.
It's probably more... Yeah, rival
God.
cartels than
What if
pig.
the cartels, that's where they're going? Oh my God. How's your bologna, son? Well, it tastes like Diego.
Oh, no.
Oh my God.
No me gusta.
Yeah. And to be
No,
clear...
it's bueno.
And to be clear, part of the problem is, if I wanted to go to Mexico and buy me a roll of bologna and bring it back for personal use, as long as I declared it, I'm pretty sure that's fine-ish. But these are people hauling massive amounts of the meat and not declaring it.
Yeah, I'm sitting here.
Okay, and here's the other thing.
Okay.
So imagine the freaking drug dogs when they got a sniff of that.
Oh my God.
They probably just went bananas. Just like, meat. It's like, I haven't seen him go this berserk since he got a snoot full of cocaine.
That's a lot of bologna.
Yes,
I'm
it is.
really thinking about that now, and that is a lot
Over
of bologna.
100 pounds per incident.
You
One
know
was
what's-
110, one was about 120 pounds.
You know what's bad, David?
Huh.
It'd probably be easier for you to smuggle bologna than us just because you're closer to the border, I think.
Yeah, go get us some.
No, I'm probably maybe an hour and 40 minutes, maybe 2 hours from the U.S.-Mexico border.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you were that
So I
close.
already have my escape plan, so...
Oh, good. Okay. Well, I hope your escape plan involves coming back for us with that hot Mexican bologna.
So these are almost 10-pound rolls of bologna.
That's a lot of fucking tube meat, man.
Yeah.
Are they
don't know.
selling it?
It's weird.
You have to assume you don't bring back that much bologna without, trying to turn a profit on it. You're not going to
maybe there was a camping trip, a Boy Scout camping trip or something.
They're not going to, host a luncheon on that much luncheon meat.
But the fact that it was like 10-pound logs of bologna, it's just like, I can't even imagine
like 10
eating
of them
that
each.
much bologna.
10 or 11.
They ran prisons and daycares. That's what it is.
And what are they? Are they in the trunk? Did they hollow out the back seat specifically for bologna smuggling?
The car was mostly made of bologna.
Oh my God! They drove.
Did someone sit on the bologna log?
Was it a bologna pony?
Nice. Oh my God! Yeah,
I mean, you have to wonder too if this. I never really thought of this being, a contraband.
Right.
But you have to think what other weird shit they find at the border. I mean, really.
Oh, yeah.
Mexican Cokes.
Well,
So wait, they recovered this bologna, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did they send it back to the rightful owners?
Well, no, I mean, they bought it. They were the rightful owners. They just couldn't bring it into the country in such quantities.
It sounds to me like maybe Border Patrol staged this whole thing, because they got a nice supply of bologna.
Free bologna.
Yep.
Now, I don't even know enough people that aren't sick of bologna to make it worth the run.
Apparently there is
I haven't eaten it in years.
Black market bologna. There's a market for it.
Sounds like a load of bologna to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this the back end of the human trafficking thing?
Oh, no.
Well, here's some good news, though. They didn't serve jail time for it, but they will face civil penalties.
Oh, yeah, no, they'll have...
Could you imagine being in prison and, that they find out what you're there for?
Oh, dude, yeah.
Smuggling bologna.
Hey, what are you in for? Well, I killed 38 people with a spoon and a fork. How about you? I smuggle bologna!
You walk into the mess hall and it's like, hey, you fucking bologna smuggler.
They would make
you about to earn that name, boy.
You'd smuggle a lot more bologna inside the pen.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. This sounds like a Trailer Park Boys.
Meat.
This sounds like a Trailer Park Boys episode. I just imagine
really
them going and smuggling bologna from the U.S. to bring it back. Because they did bologna sandwiches all the time on Trailer Park Boys.
Right.
It just sounds like a Trailer Park Boys story.
It needs to be on something. They need to do it on a show. Well,
This is ridiculous.
one of the funniest damn stories you've given us in a while, Mike. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
You were due for one.
Yeah.
Yes.
David, what have you got now?
I actually pulled up a second story as well. I'm going to go through. So I have 3 stories this time.
Ooh.
Yeah. First story, though.
Well, I got 2, so fuck you guys.
What do we know about awkward social interactions in Japan? Do we know about that whole industry of hiring stand-ins?
I know that you can hire a woman to just go on a date.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're talking about you're talking about escorts. I'm talking about
no, not escorts. Sex. I mean, will you please go to dinner with me?
Yeah. To make your family or class reunion think you're not a loser, which probably if you have to do that might be.
You're probably a loser. Yeah.
So yeah, there's been this cottage industry in Japan and South Korea of renting strangers to impersonate friends, family, and other stuff.
I think I remember reading this story.
Yeah. So for the past 4 years, Shoji Morimoto has built a cult following by offering himself as a warm body who can simply be there. This was an article from The Independent, so I'm just going to kind of read over some stuff here.
Please do, because I'm sitting here, I'm just, what?
It sounds like a great job, honestly. So
okay, sure, I guess.
So he's done a few different gigs. One of them, he listens to healthcare workers describe their mental health toll on the pandemic. He's just a friendly face that they could talk to.
I don't think I could do that.
Okay, here's another one. He waited at the finish line of a marathon for a client who wanted to see a familiar face at the end of the race.
Okay.
That's kind of sweet, right?
Okay, I mean, a little sad, but okay, no, I mean, yeah, no, I gotcha.
Another example, one woman hired him to accompany her as she filed her divorce papers.
So just company to be there, didn't want to do it alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once sat with a client with during a hemorrhoid surgery consultation. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, well, if it's like a regular, if it's like a repeat customer, though, I can kind of see that. You've built a repertoire with this guy. It's like you have some, stuff you don't want to deal with alone. It's like, I don't want to ask my brother. That guy's an asshole.
Yeah, hey, maybe like you go to the DMV.
My rent-a-friend.
Yeah. You go to the DMV and you have like a guy who just sits with you and talks with you for a while.
Sure.
So yeah, basically what this guy finds is that like his clients don't want to burden people that they know with their needs.
That's definitely a Japan thing.
Yeah, very much so.
Oh yeah, no, that is such a
Americans will burden every fucking body with our shit.
Oh god,
right.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. And he talks about, like, here's a direct quote from him. People come to me with crazy problems. They're usually not people who look like they're suffering. Everyone, even the ones that seem well, all have their own sets of problems and secrets. So, it's very interesting. It's a very Japanese thing. Because you read these things about things that go on over there, and you're like, no, that tracks. So people kind of renting themselves out to be like a +1 for awkward social interactions and stuff like that.
Just so, like going to a party, you don't want to go by yourself.
Yeah, so it's again, it's kind of like it's weird, but not like in a bad weird way. It's one of those. It's unique.
Yeah, it's kind of heartwarmingly weird. Mm-hmm. Hey,
but it's also like a symptom of like what's going on there culturally, which is interesting as well.
Well, here's a thought though. Mm-hmm. Guys, we could rent ourselves out as your American friend.
Nobody wants an American friend these days.
Oh my god, and we can sell ourselves by size, because I can be small, Kevin can be medium, Mike can be large.
Ooh, actually, why don't we say your Canadian friend? Would you like to supersize that for only $1 more?
Yeah, we could charge a premium on Mike.
Comes with bean cup. Mike shows up at the door with just a styrofoam cup full of like refried beans.
No, it'd be baked beans.
Hello.
Or not pork and beans.
Hello, I have the beans.
Beans for the Mothman.
Yes, callback. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, shit. Before we move on to another story, I gotta tell you, David, I'm supposed to be making a bourbon trip sometime at the beginning of April, which I won't be here, but you guys are welcome to record an episode without me.
Oh, man.
But I've almost got the person I'm going with convinced to stop in Hopkinsville.
Yes, do it.
Yes.
Do
Kentucky, yes.
Oh, I've already got the filler episode figured out.
Oh, great. Okay.
I know exactly what I'm going to do to Mike.
No. Due to, wow.
Subject me to.
Yeah.
Your mom, bitch.
Mike, get the saddle out. All right.
Oh, no.
So, I don't know. That's actually kind of heartwarming now that you told the story. It doesn't, like... Mm-hmm. It's not as creepy as I thought it was going to be, you know?
There's fun stories coming out of Japan right now.
Like,
so I think we should embrace that.
Because, like, if it was America, it'd be like, I sat on the toilet seat next to a tub full of milk with a 90-year-old woman in it, and I got to live with that now.
Be cake farts.
Yeah, cake farts.
They hired me to warm the toilet seat for him.
Oh, my God. Yeah. And it's like, I'm warming the toilet seat, sir. I know. Keep doing it. It's hot. Could you take your hand out of your pants, sir? No.
It seems like a kind of a fun job. You know what I mean?
I know. Like, if America were different, that would be a fantastic job.
Yeah, that is very true. If America were different.
It's like, how was your first day on the job as a warm body? Well, I got mugged.
I was looking for a warm body.
Warm body. I snuggled up and sniffed his armpit.
You do that too well, my friend. That is very disturbing.
Carl, what the hell are you doing with that hammer? I don't really know. I just woke up holding it. Thank you. Hey, by the way, you haven't found a Shaggy story for me, have you?
No, I haven't, but I'm going to find one.
All right.
A Shaggy dog story?
Oh, God. Fuck.
It's got to be something like the minute there's a museum where there's a heist where someone is dressed up like a ghost, it's going to be a jackpot for us.
Yeah. Or something involving mineral rights and an amusement park. Yeah.
Or bologna smuggling.
Yep. I should have read that. Well, you know what?
We'll say something as Shaggy about smuggling bologna. Say, you fucking bologna smuggler.
Zoinks, you fucking bologna smuggler. Scoob, he's got the meat in his bottoms.
What, 120 pounds of bologna in his butt?
Man, no, just in his pants.
Oh.
He only had one leg, but he walked out with a fake leg of bologna. Well, that happened.
Yes.
So, my next story. So this is kind of tangentially related to Mike's first story about the box of heads.
Okay.
This is from the AP News, believe it or not. Mm-hmm. Bag of animal heads linked to sacrifice ritual? ?
Or really good tacos.
Yeah, this is a short article, so I'm just going to read it. Several animal heads found in a plastic bag in East Greenwich last month, and this is in Rhode Island, appear to be related to some sort of religious animal sacrifice ritual, the Rhode Island Society for the Prevention of Cruelty said Tuesday. The bag, originally brought to the attention of police on February 25th near a boat launch, contained a calf's head, several rooster heads, a lamb head, and a kid goat head, the animal welfare group said in a statement. It is believed that animal remains that were found were from animals that were sacrificed as part of a religious ritual, the non-profit organization said. The bag also contained grains and colored cloth material associated with previous animal sacrifice investigations, and 2 hand-drawn pictures, the organization said. One looked like a letter D with an arrow through it, and one looked like a smiling theater mask. The RI...
Okay, you got me. It was me. That was my signature.
It was that's wow. That's fucked up. That David, the D with the arrow through it.
Yep.
The RISPCA asked anyone with information about the bag or the significance of the drawings to contact their investigators. So, fucking animal heads in a plastic bag on a boat launch.
So just leaving their heads around.
Just leaving them laying around. And here's the thing. You know what this reminds me of? In an episode of Round Table of Gentlemen, Henry was talking about one of his neighbors, like the Haitians moved in to the neighborhood, and they were always committing animal sacrifice. And it kind of sounds like some kind of weird hoodoo or voodoo or some kind of a bizarre ritual like that.
It sounds like some of the stuff that goes on in Mexico, actually.
Oh, like the Ungunga.
With the drug cult. Yeah,
and the Ungunga.
Yeah, so, no, I mean, this stuff is still out there.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, so...
It's always weird to stumble across it. Like, imagine how bad your day is going to be when you're walking and you stumble upon, like, a bag of animal heads.
It's bad, but having found a dead human body, I'd rather find the animal heads.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I found a body one time when I was a teenager.
Christ.
You didn't get that close to it.
No, but I mean, like, I was about 10 feet away. I mean...
It was in a
drainage ditch. And he had a belt around his neck, and he was obviously dead.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm just going to go ahead and say it, man. It takes a little bit of you with it.
Oh yeah.
Know?
I mean, because I've seen corpses before.
Yeah,
but
I feel like anytime you find something like that, like a little piece of you goes with it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're never going to be the same after that. Like, because I've seen corpses like in an anatomy lab and in a morgue. You know, I'm like 9 years old, and my mom's like, "Hey," because my mom worked at a hospital. "Hey, do you want to see where the dead bodies are?" Like, hell yeah. But it's that context. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I mean it's a difference between finding a murder victim and seeing your parents for the last time, kind of thing. You know?
Yeah.
Or a suicide victim.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, I'd still. Given the choice, I'd rather find the animal heads, but I'm gonna go for neither.
So here's a question. Now, obviously, it had a purpose to do with the bodies. Couldn't they just take the heads with them? You just have to leave the heads there.
Again, the heads have good eats. I'm putting that out there.
Did they just forget the heads? They were like, "Hey, Carl, you got the heads?" "Oh yeah, I do." And they get where they're going. "Carl, give me that bag of heads." "Oh, I think I forgot them.
I left them on the boat dock."
Yeah.
Here's trying to mess with people.
Hey,
we're here, by the way. You want to know how you can tell?
Here's the thing about this whole animal head thing. Sorry about that sound there. My computer just decided I really need to know that a driver got updated.
Yeah.
So the thing about the animal heads is I think that being part of the sacrifice, they can't do anything with them because they belong to the entity that it's been sacrificed to.
Oh, so there's like that, but obviously they took the body somewhere else.
Unless they were burned.
Well, they could have burned the fucking heads too.
Okay, fair.
I'm saying is why they took the bodies but left the heads.
What if they... Okay, hypothetical situation. It was on a boat launch, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're out in the middle of the fucking ocean, right? They got the cinder block. They got the rope. All right, let's toss the heads over. Fuck the heads!
Yeah, the boat launch is kind of weird to just do a sacrifice on the boat launches.
Well, I think they were taking the heads.
With the deep ones.
Ooh, you know what? Might be it. Some kind of weird ass, old ass Lovecraftian god shit. That might be it. You may have stumbled on the truth.
And so here's another thing: is so what if they're doing animal sacrifices? I mean, unless they're like torturing the animals, what is the prevention of cruelty to animals have to do with it? I mean, people can butcher animals.
I want to point out also, this is completely different. In the article, it says it's the Rhode Island Society for the Prevention of Cruelty.
No, not to animals, just everything.
Just cruelty.
Well, they better get on these fucking megacorps. Jesus.
I mean, like,
are they going to go after the mean girls in high school too?
Amazon.
I don't know.
I mean, you can't tell me being forced to piss in bottles isn't cruelty.
Mm-hmm.
That's truckers.
Well, that's Amazon warehouse.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not up on all that stuff.
Truckers do it.
I'm going to be mad at you anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Truckers do it by choice.
Yeah.
You can't tell me they don't enjoy pissing in the bottles.
The way of the road, my friend.
Gatorade bottles, because the mouth is wide enough.
Should ask Austin about it.
I have.
Then he says
Gatorade.
I mean, does he enjoy it? Does he just do it for funsies?
Oh no, he hates it.
Oh.
Have you ever wandered by the side of the road and seen one of those piss jugs?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't spend a lot of time on the verge of highways.
I have.
Well, we just lead very different lives, my friend.
I've spent enough time on the sides of highways. Just enough.
With his thumb stuck out and his Daisy Dukes hiked up.
I got my leg out, my skirt hiked up.
No, you're wearing Daisy Dukes.
Oh, right, yeah. They pull up, roll down the window. I'm like, see anything you like?
No, and just speed off.
You want to talk about UFOs?
They throw up in their mouth a little bit.
God. Just the varp. And then they drive off. So, that's my story. Mike, what else you got?
So, I got a little thing here. Just, a little tidbit. So, in the nature of the universe...
Damn it.
It's a very small topic.
Yeah,
so
right.
there seems to be a lot of symmetry in the universe.
By the way, real quick, if you haven't gone on our Twitter and found the Supernatural Selection bingo card, please do so and start marking them off on this episode.
Well, we'd have to have a lot more bingo cards for an actual game.
Sure.
But so they've there seems to be a lot of symmetry in all the universe. Like some that this points out, there's symmetries in charge. Basically, if you flip the charges of all the particles involved in an interaction to their opposites, you'll get the same interaction.
Right.
Or parity, which is, in chemistry, you've seen the diagram of what a chemical looks like in all their bonds.
Yeah.
Well, if you mirror image that chemical, just because they have, one, form, the opposite mirror image still acts the same way as that chemical, even though, they're more likely to form in one handedness, I guess, versus the other. Or, where's the third one?
So they favor a certain orientation, basically, when these
Symmetry, though.
when these
Yeah,
molecules combine.
But if they were flipped to the other direction, it would still work the same. It would still act like the same chemical. Or parity, if you look at the mirror image of an interaction, you get the same result. That's what it was. And time, of course. If you run an interaction backwards in time, it looks the same. So a paper recently decided to take it to its biggest extent and look at time overall and seeing, what it would take for that symmetry to apply to it. Because it is kind of weird, if you think about it, you have your 3 dimensions, which have both directions, but time is very linear. And this kind of dovetailed into the looking at dark matter too. So to make a long story short, they're basically suggesting that there's an alternate reality, not really alternate reality, but an alternate timeline that at the moment of the Big Bang, it created our time going forward and another universe time going backwards. Yeah. So, but that does kind of, and this is provable. It's the interesting thing about this is it's provable, because it, let's see, I'm trying to.
Can I just say I wish I had acid right now?
Yeah, you're getting punished when you and I do that episode when Kevin's gone. I'm punishing you for this one.
Thank you.
So, the fundamental symmetries I was talking about earlier are called CPT for charge, parity, and time. The new paper says, even though that only applies to interactions, perhaps such a symmetry can work for the universe itself.
Now, would you consider this to be an alternate reality?
So I guess it would be an alternate universe. Really. Just a mirror universe.
Yeah.
And in fact, all the charges would be opposite.
Okay.
It'd basically be, I guess it would, it doesn't say it specifically here, but it also kind of seems like it would explain another thing, so when the universe was created, they expected there to be equal amounts of matter and antimatter. But for some reason, there's more matter in our universe than antimatter, because otherwise it would have just, nullified each other out into pure energy.
So this other universe could be the antimatter universe.
Correct, with just a little bit of regular matter in it. But the reason it's provable is because of, dang it, I should have reread this story.
But I get the idea, but it does make sense if you think about the point, the original, let's call it the singularity that started the Big Bang.
Yeah.
Our universe is bell-shaped, basically, so it makes sense that there will be a blast on the other side.
Yeah, but it's all down to neutrinos.
Okay.
So we have certain neutrinos, and if we can find...
Okay, so here's my question.
Yeah.
Is this something that I have to worry about in like 5 years, and is it going to cause the end of the world?
Hell no. I mean, it's been around for, if this is real, it's been around since the beginning of the universe. So,
but now scientists are like really like looking at it. So how screwed are we when they try to create some way to like, we're going to cross into the mirror galaxy?
Well, the bad news is you can't, because it's all, you'd have to time travel back to the Big Bang and then
go the other direction.
It'd be like, going to Nebraska. Just something that can't be done.
So, didn't this have something to do with, like, dark matter?
So, what it is they predict that one of the neutrino species could be massless. Currently, physics can only place upper limits on the neutrino masses. Mm-hmm. If physicists can ever conclusively measure the neutrino masses, and one of them is indeed massless, that would... prove the CPT symmetric universe. And so in the Big Bang, there's also the thing of inflation, which is kind of a hacky way to, because, right after the Big Bang, they say there was this inflation stage, but that's only there not because of something we observe, but to kind of explain an area we don't understand. It's like the best guess. But this model doesn't have the inflation. So the CPT respecting universe would demand the existence of at least one right-handed neutrino species, which apparently all the ones we predict are left-handed. All the ones we know about. But a right-handed neutrino would be the ones from the other universe. These species would be largely invisible to physics experiments, only ever influencing the rest of the universe through gravity. But an invisible particle that floods the universe and only interacts via gravity, that sounds like dark matter. Mm-hmm. So it kind of dovetails into a few things. Of course, there's plenty of these that have been, kind of miracle sounding explanations that we want. Either turn out to be not very provable, or too different. Like, I don't think, like string theory, I don't think we could ever, at least with our current technology, can prove or not. But this is very basically, if we can find a certain neutrino, would be a pretty good proof of this, and that's something that's fairly reachable from what I understand.
Okay.
That is interesting. And the other thing was, we're going to find out that everybody in the mirror version of, our universe is going to have a goatee and is going to be evil.
Oh, of course. I mean, that's a given. This is, actually, this is the mirror universe. That's why in Discovery there's no contact. They've moved too far apart.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is a mirror universe. I mean, sure, technically, although if we ever traveled there, we'd probably just blow up.
Oh, right.
Be antimatter.
Let me have my Star Trek reference, please.
Sure.
Thank you.
Before we move on to David's next thing, I've got one little thing I'm going to throw in here. Is that okay?
Sure.
Yeah, as long as it's not a 10-pound log of bologna.
Jamie Lee Curtis is going to officiate her daughter's wedding in a World of Warcraft cosplay.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Jamie Lee Curtis is just fucking nerdy as shit, and I love her.
Oh, yeah. She's fantastic.
Yeah.
Be sure to check the clinking ice spot on your card there.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Yeah. But no, I just think that's amazing, and I just saw it online. I was like, okay, well, that's, it's here. We're going with that.
Yep, no, Jamie Lee Curtis is fantastic, and I worship the ground she walks on.
Yeah. So, Mike, anything else about the mirror universe?
It would be interesting to know if, is it... I mean, obviously, it would have the same but flipped starting parameters. But I wonder how different or the same it is.
Yeah, because it makes you wonder, like, well, if it's more antimatter than matter, like, is there a chance for, like, an antimatter equivalent to...
Is gravity stronger?
Oh, yeah. I mean, no. I mean, so I'm pretty sure...
Because gravity's supposed to be the weakest force, so...
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure gravity is... Like, antimatter doesn't make anti-gravity.
I know that, but I mean, like, is gravity stronger in that universe since it's weaker here?
Probably not, no. Because they're symmetric, but they're not that different.
Oh. Okay. All right.
So it's literally just backwards land. But I mean, even if there was a Milky Way galaxy, there's no guarantee there's an alternate Earth.
It's incredibly hard stuff to think about.
It is.
Today I was talking to my students about the concept of deep time, and I can't even like really remember what happened to me 10 years ago. Like, so trying to think on the terms of like billions and trillions of years, it's just... It's so impossible to really like conceptualize these things. Because our frame of reference is going to forever be tainted by what we know. Yeah. We would have to be able to detach ourselves from that entirely, and that's impossible to do.
Yeah.
Not impossible. That's what math is for.
Well, math's for nerds.
Even math comes to a point where it's like, I cannot grasp this number no matter how many times you write it down in front of me.
Well, like, what the fuck? Imaginary numbers, really?
But math. So, I see a lot bandied about
not even once.
How did we find math to, being the language of the universe, and how coincidental is that? It's like, no, math is something just like we've taken our language and morphed it around, modern concepts. Math has been beaten into submission to explain the universe.
Math has been codified.
No, it's been just, like I said,
beaten like a circus monkey.
Beaten into submission.
Okay. Well,
and also did want to ask something. Speaking of bingo cards, Kevin, how does this universe fit into the superstructure?
You know what? The funny thing is, it could be Tir na Nog. It could be the superstructure. It could be full of all these bizarre ass creatures, and they bleed through somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, technically, the superstructure would be laid over both universes, having been created at the same time.
So it'd be like peanut butter and jelly, and the superstructure is the bread.
It's one slice of bread.
Fair enough.
So it's an
does that mean that
sandwich?
The superstructure has its opposite?
Yeah, obviously. Actually, I hadn't thought of that until you just said it, and I said obviously, and now I'm like, well, I need to start thinking then.
Well, now I just want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Same here, actually. That would be really nice. So, David, what have you got for your next story here that you found?
Well, I have fat goldfish.
What?
Yes, fat goldfish. So, so in Canada right now, they're having a real issue with supersized goldfish.
Are they eating McDonald's?
No, these are just in the wilds of Canada.
Holy
people flush their goldfish.
Those are orange bowling balls with tails.
What the fuck?
It's like if Dom DeLuise was a fish.
Oh, God, it just won't stop laughing in the closing credits of Cannonball Run, yeah.
But, it's just, we know that idea that, like, the goldfish will continue to grow the larger the body of water it's in. So, like, obviously, if you put this fish into a natural habitat, like a lake or something, it's going to grow bigger, but the way that the goldfish body plan works, it just gets this insanely huge belly.
You know what it looks like? You remember that episode of the Brack show where he fed the goldfish made the goldfish a three ham omelet?
I mean,
that's it. That's the fish.
You see the top-down view of the fish, right, Kevin?
Where?
Scroll down.
Holy God. Fucking hell, it's just a balloon with a tail.
It's like me in like skinny jeans.
It looks like it's got cirrhosis of the liver.
That is a very rotund fishes.
Rotund is a good word for this.
And when I saw this, I'm like, wait, who came up with the fish that I have in my comic? Because in my comic, I have a certain fish that's like a staple food, and it looks just like this.
It's just goldfish.
Yeah, it's like a big goldfish with like a big balloony front. And... So I figured like fat goldfish would be kind of a fun little.
Oh, it is. It seriously looks like a caricature of a fat goldfish, but it's
that
really.
Being said, though, it's devastating to the environment.
Is it?
Yeah. Apparently, they found 20,000 goldfish living in Stormwater Pond outside of Ontario.
Jesus Christ.
They are hardy survivors. That's why they make such popular pets, because like those things, unless you're my brother had a goldfish for about a week. He named it Float, and by the end of the week it sure as hell was
That's a fucking cursed name.
Right. So yeah, like goldfish are like a very territorial species. They're very hardy, and just they're causing all sorts of problems for the environment.
I was going to say, my sister killed every goldfish I ever had. And not on purpose. Not on purpose.
Okay, I was going to say,
Dude, she'd be home, and, like, we'd go to my grandma's house for a day, and come back the next day, and my goldfish is dead. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, the fuck did you do?
3 whole hams.
Yeah,
obviously.
3 hams. So the main issue is that they are voracious eaters. They are very hardy, and they breed very quickly, and there's a real risk of them becoming like a monoculture.
They also have this thing where they don't stop growing. Like, their size is dependent on the enclosure you put them in.
Yeah.
So if they're able to get out of this like stormwater environment,
I'm pretty sure there is a limit on goldfish size, but it's definitely bigger than your average.
Like you know, it's the reason why Godzilla can never exist, because his body would just collapse under the weight. The same thing would happen to a
blue whale-sized goldfish ain't happening.
Yeah.
No. Now here's my question: are goldfish edible? Like, not the cracker, but I mean, like, actually eating.
I mean, technically,
but from everything I've heard, they do not taste good.
Now, what about these thick boys? Because they got those nice thick bellies.
I don't know.
Have they considered it?
I have a feeling it also depends on like what they eat. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Which is funny because catfish are just like mud eaters, and they're delicious.
Right. I don't know. Maybe we should look at seeing like maybe these goldfish might be edible, because I mean they certainly got meat on their bones.
So apparently goldfish, like pretty much every fish, taste what they eat.
That's what I was saying.
I mean, so you feed it those gross pellets. Now, if you fed them some good stuff, they'd probably be fine.
Like a cow's head.
They're living in like stormwater runoff.
So, but they're probably eating other fish and stuff.
Mm.
Yeah,
the fishiest of fish. Yeah. Well, they definitely eat poop. I've seen that. Mm. But like, I guess just fuck goldfish, man.
Well, like, don't do that, because the animal can't consent.
You know what I mean? Just to hell with goldfish.
But no, like, I'm curious.
So
like,
damn them fish.
Because we were talking about invasive species a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, with the wasps, right? No, the spiders.
Yeah,
the spiders.
The spiders,
it was the spiders, right.
So it makes me think about all the people who flush their alligators. Like, there's all those theories about, like, alligators living in sewers.
That has been proven to be true sometimes, on occasion. Yes.
And then, of course, there's also, like, we should do like an urban legend animal edition, like the Rat King and that sort of thing.
Have you ever seen the preserved Rat King?
I have not, but I don't want to.
It's a great photo of, like, a mummified Rat King.
It's like the most horrifying thing I can think of is a Rat King.
Really?
Honestly, yes. It's just all their little tails, like, tied together, all tangled up. It's like that game Katamari, where you're rolling all the stuff around. It's just this giant boulder of rats.
No.
Imagine being in a sewer or a subway tunnel with this giant Indiana Jones-sized boulder of rats.
Ratamari Damasi. It's my favorite game.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Horrifying. That's horrifying, and you know I'm right about this.
I mean, it is pretty horrifying.
Okay,
yes.
sure, but what if they had knives?
Well, that's just putting a hat on a hat.
Putting a hat on a hat.
Yeah, it's redundant.
Okay, I guess.
I mean, so you just the rats, they probably all like wanting to go different directions. They're like, no, I want to go this way. No, I want to go this way. But in rat. And,
now imagine that thing moving towards you and how weird its movement pattern would be.
Oh, geez.
Like, do you remember that episode of Cowboy Bebop, Toys in the Attic with the rock lobster?
Yes.
And how that fucker would move around? That's how the Rat King would move around. Yeah, see, now you're coming over to my side on this issue.
Well, I never said, I didn't discount it. Kevin was the one that poo-pooed that idea.
I'm just saying,
Kevin,
there are ways for it. I am Kevin the Bastard. I mean, I'm just saying that, like, there are so many ways it could be more terrifying.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that it's not terrifying as is.
Kevin,
yeah,
war is terrifying. Nuclear war is horrifying, but it doesn't make regular, normal, gun warfare not terrifying.
For some reason, I was just convinced you were about to say, but a nuclear bomb that sprays rat kings. Now that's even worse.
Oh, God. A horror story about an irradiated rat king, like, getting people off the streets of New York. Yeah, I'm writing that movie.
Guys.
I'm selling that shit to Troma.
A rat king is just nature's gestalt.
It's like a combiner transformer, but rats.
It's the Rat Zord.
I'm making my own Toxic Avenger movie, and he's gonna fight a giant 20-foot tall ball of mutated rats that are all tied together. And it's gonna be amazing.
Beats it to death with a mop.
So to go back to the fishes, though, there's something I did find out. So apparently China does raise them for eating.
They raise everything for food.
Well, true. But if you feed them right, they just taste like carp, which makes sense since I think they are in the carp family.
Yeah, because the koi is also a carp, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're cousins to goldfish. So.
Okay, so we could eat them.
Yeah, if you just fed them right.
Sure. Okay.
So why aren't we eating goldfish then? Given the size that they seem to grow, like
big tilapia doesn't want us to.
What was that one god-awful fish I had? Zwei.
Oh, swai?
That is the worst fish I've ever tasted.
Why did you eat that?
Because I thought it would be good, and it was like $4 for 20 of them. And I was like, wow, so that's what
fish in bulk.
That's what like a 4-cent fish tastes like. Jesus Christ.
Which is the renamed mung fish? Is that tilapia?
I think that's tilapia.
Yeah.
Remember, kids, if you're eating tilapia, you're eating mung. That's terrible.
It sounds like the asshole of the fish kingdom.
It does.
Mung.
The mung.
I think it's also because pretty much the majority of American fish is like not farm raised, where China's really big into farm raising their fish.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have farm-raised catfish.
Well, yeah, but like I said, the majority of American fish, though.
Yeah.
We're all about that,
Deplete the environment.
Exactly.
Yeah, I want catfish too now. Mike, do you have any other stories?
All right, so we may actually have to get in depth into this more in our next UFO episode. I'm sure we'll do another one.
Oh, we need to do a government UFO episode.
But so recently, due to a request, a June 2021 classified UAP report that was given to Congress was partially released.
Mike, before you continue, I just want to say your source on this one is theblackvault.com.
Oh, yes. But
no, I just wanted to get it out there if anybody wants to go check this shit out.
I'm sure we'll put it in the show notes.
Sure we will.
This because you can download the PDF and it's pretty interesting, at least because it's an official, redacted documents with all the black squares all over everything. But some of the, conclusions they're basically, at least officially saying here, although it wasn't something that was given out at the time, but saying that the available reporting is largely inconclusive, that it can say there's, even with limited data, there's no one cause that they can find for UAPs. I almost said UAP phenomenon, but that's redundant. Saying that some of them can be attributed to, dang it, what's the term I'm looking for here?
I don't know, but man, look at all them black boxes.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
There's one page where it's just like, here, have some nothing. Okay, there's one sentence on this page, and over half of the 144 reports from USG observers, unidentified aerial phenomenon, and then nothing.
Yeah, there's there's also like attributions to the black boxes. I'm like, I wonder what those mean. I mean, they're probably just referencing why they're...
No, I mean, and like the shit it's saying is like tantalizing. Observers frequently described unidentified aerial phenomena as though, such as shaped objects.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what the fuck?
The summary seems to be the most readable because it has, doesn't point out to specific things. It does say that they clearly pose a safety of flight issue and may pose a challenge to U.S. national security.
Yeah. Which that's something.
But so the analysis says it falls into several categories of what they could be, either airborne clutter, natural atmospheric phenomenon, USG or U.S. industry developmental programs, foreign adversary systems, and a catch-all, quote, other bin.
See, that's your J. Allen Hynek bin right there. Yeah. That's really freaking cool. We're going to have to do like an actual... like an actual UFO conspiracy episode.
Yeah. But this report was prepared for the Congressional Intelligence and Armed Services Committees under the auspices of the ODNI, which is the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. It was drafted by the UAPTF and the ODNI, National Intelligence Manager for Aviation, with input from some of these acronyms I don't know, but it lists a whole bunch of acronyms,
like
and only
SIGINT or whatever.
No, well, USD parentheses I and S. I don't know what that is. U.S. Department. I don't know. But then there's a black box over one of the departments, so they can't even list one of the departments. But DIA, FBI, NRO, which is National Reconnaissance Office, the guys that operate the big space telescopes that look at us. NGA, I'm not familiar with. NSA, everybody knows that. Air Force, Army, Navy, Marine Corps, DARPA, FAA, NASA, NOAA, ODNI, NIM, Emergency and Disruptive Technology, ODNI, National Counterintelligence and Security Center, and ODNI, National Intelligence Council.
I just figured out what the one that was blacked out was. ACDC.
No, I think it's a 3-letter thing. But when your department has to be black boxed out, what the fuck?
Yeah,
they can't even let us plebes know what this department's 3 letters are.
Oh yeah, we have we obviously have some sort of intelligence agencies that we just do not know about.
It feels so good to be getting back on a list again. Oh, God. So, hey, boys out there in Richmond, we missed you. But seriously, I mean, I'm fascinated by this. Also, as far as UFOs go, I got a fantastic book today, David. It's a vintage book published in 1966. It was 75 cents when it was released. It's called Flying Saucers, Serious Business by Frank
They wear a tie
Edwards.
and everything.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, this is like the old meme of internet serious business.
Yeah.
Oh, they got the famous hubcap UFO photos in here. This is great. I'm gonna read the shit out of this.
One thing that I would like to do, and I'm going to ask the people who listen to help me out with this, is I want to find like a good, reliable, reliable in quotations, heavy quotation marks here, but a reliable source on like UFO sightings as they come out. Because when we do Week in Weird, I'd like to say like, hey, we got another UFO.
Flap.
Let's look at it. Yeah, I want to find a good source for that.
The problem is that the only organization I can think of offhand is MUFON, and their archive is shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. But I'm wondering if we can pull something together. Like, there's got to be a subreddit that's a little.
Well, there is the UFO subreddit, but it's a lot of people going, do you think that disclosure is going to happen by next Thursday?
Yeah.
Do you think when disclosure happens, they'll let me have sex with an alien?
I'm going to enlist our listeners to see if they can help us out with this, because I'd love to do like, we got 5 new UFOs this week.
Yeah. So if anybody out there knows of any sources for sightings, please hit us up on Twitter at SupernatPod or in the Discord. There's a link to it on the website, supernatpod.rocks. So, is that it for the stories this week?
Yeah. Like I said,
cool.
We'll dig deeper into that one.
Absolutely. So, I think it's time for X to give it to us.
Yep. So,
what's he going to give me? A puppy?
Oh, you wish it was a puppy.
Actually, it's going to be about us giving.
What?
Yes. So,
what is that?
First of all, there's also an interesting synchronicity here because we're dealing with the number 5.
Right.
Yeah. So, the topic of the post is titled, I Need a Favor.
Okay.
So the request is this. Can you all please visualize the numbers 555 and charge them with your positive energy? I'm going to do something big with this and need your help. Now, the reason I chose this thread is because there was only one reply and it got closed. Okay. So I want to help this guy out. So what I want us to do is I want us to visualize the number 555. I want us to put that intent, that positive intent into it.
I was actually seeing 555 on a documentary yesterday, so...
Yeah, and we're going to see if we can help this gentleman out, because it feels like, he seems like he needs help. So we're going to see if we can, lend him some energy, because, he didn't get it from the post, because the post got locked.
Right, I'm sending positive vibes. Everyone, send this man positive vibes on the number 555. Just think about the number, and that whatever this guy's trying involving the number 555 will succeed.
I'm gonna be mad
unless he's the next Hitler.
Or
next Hitler.
Yeah. Let's hope he's the next Fred Rogers. In fact, charge the number 555 with all the positive energy from Fred Rogers, Bob Ross, and Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, so I might even just take a piece of paper and write down 555 and just, try to manifest that for him.
Yeah, do a masturbation sigil on it, set it on fire.
You do know I'm not doing any of this, right?
It's for the readers. Listeners. Sorry. Old webcomic habits. Old dog.
Podcasts are an audio medium, Kevin.
Thank you.
We're going to make Kevin start transcribing these.
Oh, God, no.
No, we honestly should, because I'm looking at, how we could, use YouTube for this, and I have some ideas.
Okay.
But it would require transcription, and I don't want to do that, so...
So,
yeah.
That does remind me that an upcoming episode, someone did painstakingly transcribe all the audio about the Russian robotoids into the description of a video. But you talking about the number 5 reminded me. Dave, are you familiar with the Discordians?
sounds familiar.
All right. They did mention them on last podcast during the Chaos Magic episode, but I have a card that is in their quote holy book, and I keep it in my wallet. The bearer of this card is a genuine and authorized pope, so please treat him right. Effective forever, genuine and authorized by the House of Apostles of Eris. And they have their 5 laws are the pentabarf. And it's just look up the pentabarf, everyone. Read it. I'm not going to read it on the air. We're probably headed toward a kind of a we're almost at an hour and a half or so. Yeah. So but it's fun stuff. It's kind of like if Monty Python started a religion.
Interesting how like 5 showed up.
Yeah. 5 is the number right now, and the number of the counting shall be 5. 5. So let's also, here's a thought going into this. Between episodes, heading into the next Weekend Weird, let's look for synchronicities.
Okay. Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
I'll listen to the Police album.
Good album. Actually, real good album.
Sounds like an episode of Bastards Beats.
Yeah, no kidding. I may have to do that. I don't know what I'm doing next week. I didn't do one this week. I just let the Midas one repeat, which is fine because it's awesome. Anyway, so I guess that's it. We don't really have any questions, I don't think, do we?
Nope. We didn't really think about questions this week. We didn't
that's true. Completely blanked on that. Had a lot going on. I apologize.
Yeah. I mean, there's a war on, so.
There's a war on. So, yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for listening. You can find all your fun stuff about the show at supernatpod.rocks. You can hit us up on the Twitter at supernatpod. David is also now having access to that, so it's going to read like a Twitter account with schizophrenia. So, David, anything you want to plug?
Make sure you follow the Supernatural Selection Twitter account. You'll get to see the latest host card that I drew, which was Clark Wayne, the ever-elusive Clark Wayne as the Mothman.
We're going to get him on for a couple episodes coming up, like a 2-episode run. And then,
Yeah, and if you would like a card for yourself, I am going to be working on doing them for patrons. You have to support the show at a certain level, but you'll get your own cryptid card. I'll draw whatever cryptid you want. I've also been kind of doodling like myself as a Kentucky Goblin.
I love that drawing, by the way.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try to turn that into a t-shirt.
Oh, I love. Yeah, no, what was it? Screech's pun.
Yeah. So I'm having fun with it. I'm doodling and everything like that, and I would like to doodle more cryptid cards for people. So
right.
Yeah.
Very cool. Mike, you got anything you want to plug?
No.
Okay.
Fucking bologna smuggler.
Yeah.
God damn it. All right, so that's it for this week. Thank you again for listening. We'll be back next week with some fun stuff. Thank you again to everyone for your support and all the new listeners. We would not be doing this without you. Don't forget we do have a Patreon if you would like to support us. We also take donations, and we are currently advertising webcomics or podcasts. If you have a podcast you would like to advertise, what is it, like $2 an episode right now?
Yeah, I'll probably have to modify that graphic, but I'll do so. And we're also doing a podcast too.
But so if you wanna advertise with us, we're down for that. Hit us up in the DMs on Twitter. It's actually working now, so you can actually do that.
Slide into our DMs like a goldfish.
Oh God, fuck. So, I guess that's it. We'll see you guys next week. So until then, stay safe and stay frosty. Goodbye.
Later.
Guard your baloney.
Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow.